What if I told you that while XRP's price is down, institutions are quietly buying more than ever before? Goldman Sachs, CME Group, ETF inflows hitting $1.6 billion, and Ripple is now sitting inside Washington D.C. shaping the rules of crypto. This is not a typical bearish market story. This is the beginning of something massive. Welcome back, everyone. Today we're breaking down everything happening with XRP right now, the good, the confusing, and the absolutely game-changing. So buckle up, let's get into it. Alright, first let's be honest about the price, because I know some of you are watching that chart and feeling nervous. As of today, June 4th, 2026, XRP is trading at around $1.2 to $1.26. It hit a 15-week low earlier this week. From its January 2026 peak of $2.34, that's roughly a 46% pullback now. Is that scary? Yes. Should you panic? Absolutely not. And here's why. The key support zone to watch is $1.1 to $1.15. Every single time XRP has dipped into this range recently, buyers have stepped in consistently. On the resistance side, XRP keeps getting capped between $1.26 and $1.3. That's the ceiling right now. So what we have is a classic compression zone, a tight, coiled spring. The market is undecided, but the smart money? They are not on the sidelines. Let me show you exactly what they're doing. This is big, and I mean big with capital letters. On June 3, 2026, CME Group, the world's largest derivatives exchange, officially launched 24/7 XRP Futures trading. Round the clock, no breaks. Sunday night at a.m. You can trade XRP Futures, and who's their key partner? Ripple Prime. Ripple's own institutional arm is plugged directly into CME. Now why does this matter so much? Before this, institutional traders, hedge funds, banks, asset managers could only trade XRP during limited hours. That created gaps, uncertainty, risk they weren't comfortable with. Now, those barriers are gone, and the numbers already back this up. In CME's first year of XRP futures activity, the notional trading volume surpassed tens of billions of dollars. We even saw a record single day of XRP futures trading on CME recently. The bull case here is simple. 24/7 CME futures attract fresh institutional money into XRP derivatives. Volume picks up. And once it breaks convincingly above $1.3, analysts say the next target is $1.5 and beyond. This isn't retail trading anymore. XRP is becoming an institutional asset class. Full stop. Now let's talk about ETFs, because this is where the story gets absolutely fascinating. You know what happened with Bitcoin ETFs? This week? Record outflows, $2.97 billion bleeding out. Ethereum funds? 14 plus consecutive days of outflows, and XRP ETFs pulling money in. As of now, XRP ETFs have attracted $1.6 billion in total inflows. And here's the crazy part, in their very first month of trading, US spot XRP ETFs did not record a single net outflow day. Not one. XRP became the fastest digital asset to reach $1 billion in ETF inflows since Ethereum's ETF launch. But wait, it gets better. In March 2026, Goldman Sachs disclosed a $153.8 million position in spot XRP ETFs through their Q for 2025 filing. Goldman Sachs, one of the most powerful investment banks in the world, is the single largest known institutional holder of XRP ETF shares in the United States. They represent about 73% of the top 30 institutional holders combined. Goldman didn't just YOLO into one product either. They deliberately spread across multiple XRP ETFs. That's a calculated strategic allocation. And JP Morgan, they've forecast XRP ETFs could attract $4 to $8.4 billion in first-year inflows. The early trajectory? Already on that path. So while regular investors are panicking at $1.2, Goldman Sachs is quietly accumulating. Think about that. Now this is the piece of the puzzle that most people overlook, but it might be the most important one. On June 3, 2026, Ripple announced it is expanding its Washington D.C. policy office. They are deepening engagement with U.S. regulators at the exact moment when critical crypto legislation is advancing through Congress. What legislation? The Digital Asset Market Clarity Act, which the Senate Banking Committee has advanced with bipartisan support. This bill aims to finally create clear rules distinguishing digital assets as either securities or commodities. For XRP specifically, this is huge. Why? Because for years, the SEC lawsuit against Ripple created a cloud of uncertainty over XRP. That legal battle is largely resolved now, but having clear regulatory frameworks and law, not just court rulings, is a completely different level of protection and legitimacy. Ripple is not waiting on the sidelines. They are in the room at the table, shaping the rules. And then there's the Genius Act legislation focused on stablecoins, which could be a massive booster for Ripple's own stablecoin. If Ripple gets regulatory tailwinds from the Genius Act, Ripple's entire ecosystem gets stronger. The political winds are finally blowing in crypto's favor in DC, and Ripple is positioned perfectly to benefit. Let's talk about what's happening under the hood, because the XRP ledger itself is leveling up in a serious way. Update number 1. A new draft proposal has been filed to extend the XRP ledger's native automated market maker or AM with 3 swappable curve types. This gives liquidity providers far more efficient ways to deploy capital. It closes one of Circle DeFi's longest-standing gaps and makes the ledger more competitive with platforms like Uniswap and Curve. Update number 2. The XRP ledger recently rolled out the Fix Cleanup upgrade to clean up expired DENFs on the network. Small? Maybe. But it shows active maintenance and a commitment to a clean, efficient ledger. Update number 3. Validators are currently voting on 5 key technical amendments from Ripple 3.0.0. These fixes address rounding errors in AMS, missing ledger metadata, and Oracle pricing order. These are infrastructure-level improvements that make Circle more reliable for institutional use. And here's something remarkable: Circle transaction counts and tokenization activity keep hitting new records. Yet the price is down. That disconnect: more usage, lower price, historically resolves in one direction, upward. The XRP ledger is becoming a serious player in real-world asset tokenization. The builders are building. The network is growing. The price will catch up. Now I want to give you the full picture, including the bearish signals you need to know. Whale activity on XRP has hit a 4-year low. Large holder withdrawals from Binance have dropped to roughly 978 million XRP over 30 days. That's the lowest level since 2021. In bull markets, those withdrawals surge into the tens of billions. What does this mean? Large holders are not aggressively accumulating right now. They're in a wait-and-see mode. Is this a reason to panic? No, it's a reason to be patient. Whales going quiet often precedes a big move. They accumulate quietly, then the price explodes. We've seen this pattern before. The market fear index is showing extreme fear right now. And as legendary investor Warren Buffett once said, be greedy when others are fearful. XRP spot ETF approval? Bloomberg analysts give it a 95% chance of approval this year. That approval, when it comes, could be the trigger that wakes the whales back up. So where does XRP go from here? Let's be realistic. Key support levels to watch. $1.1 to $1.15. This is the floor, the strong buyer zone. $1.2666 is the line, keeping XRP inside its current channel, on the resistance side. $1.26 to $1.3. Every recent rally has stalled here. $1.5 is the next major target if $1.3 breaks cleanly. Now what catalysts could trigger a move up? Number 1, XRP spot ETF approval, with a 95% probability this year. Number 2, the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act passing the Senate. Number 3, CME 24/7 Futures driving fresh institutional flows. Number 4, Ripple and Genius Act stablecoin tailwinds. Number 5, whale accumulation resuming, and the risks? Broader crypto market weakness continuing, $1.1 support breaking, or regulatory delays in Congress. The XRP thesis is intact. The fundamentals are stronger than ever. The price is just catching up to the infrastructure being built beneath it. So let me leave you with this. Goldman Sachs is holding XRP ETFs. CME is trading XRP Futures 24/7. Ripple is in Washington shaping crypto law. The XRP ledger is breaking records, and ETF inflows are bucking every market trend. The price is down. But the story? The story has never been stronger. This is what accumulation looks like before the next leg up. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button. It seriously helps the channel grow. Subscribe so you don't miss our next XRP update, and drop in the comments, are you accumulating at these prices or waiting for a lower entry? I'll be reading every single comment. Until next time, stay informed, stay patient, and as always, let's ride the wave together. Peace.